Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a minute to talk about 5 things here in Montana that most people may not know about or even think about. You ever notice when you watch a show Yellowstone, for the people who actually watch the show Yellowstone, that they never film that show during the winter? And here's why. It is snowy and it is definitely cold. Number one thing in Montana is that it's certainly a winter state. We do have all 4 seasons, but winter is one of the longer ones for us. It's something where it snows quite a bit, but the problem is it's not so much the snow and cold, it's the length of winter. One thing that most people don't know is that our winter starts somewhere around end of October. Usually first snow is around Halloween, and it will snow and all the way up until into April. And then from April, May, and early June, it is rainy season here. So that's some things that they don't really cover on the show for sure, and something that most people don't know about the state. For those thinking about moving here, take that into consideration, as it's a big one. You know, you have to have some hobbies and some things to do. Luckily, I have a building project, but when I don't, winter can get kind of long here, especially when it goes for 5 months. It certainly is a courtesy on rural roads and dirt roads, is when you're driving and you see a neighbor, make sure to wave at everybody that passes you by. One thing is that there's a lot of long stretches of road where you don't see a lot of people, and so by greeting your neighbors and the people that are driving by you, it lets you know, 1, you're okay, and 2, it's just a good courtesy, because you never know, the car breaks down or you end up in a ditch or something happens. You want to make sure that these people are aware and are there to be able to help you if needed. So it's a good courtesy, something to keep in mind. I know I do it all the time, and it's one of those things I actually really love about the state. You know, you drive through, everybody waves at you, and you're able to kind of connect with that. Certainly something where I came from, that was not the case. If they were waving at you, it was usually a middle finger. So one of those things is if you're driving down rural roads, just make sure you wave at people passing by. And while we're on driving, I figured I'd touch a little bit on that, because it is something that a lot of people that move to mountain states don't get, and there's a lot of locals that don't get it either, is that drive to the driving conditions around you. If it's snowy, if it's blizzards, and those can come on at any time, slow down, take your time. Just because you have 4-wheel drive doesn't mean you have 4-wheel stop. Make sure that you give yourself plenty of distance in between cars, because on icy conditions, which black ice is a real thing around here, especially when temperatures get as low as they have been, like today is 25 degrees, it's easy for that to happen. So make sure you give yourself, a lot of room between cars, because the issue is stopping, in time. And you also have to be aware of the cars on the other side of the road. That's a big plus too, or a big minus too, is that they also have to stop or swerve or whatever they have to do. You end up getting into major pileups when you're following too close and you're speeding too fast. As an example of what happened here recently this week around our valley and then towards Bozeman. Keep that in mind. That's number 3 for today. So number 4 on my list is after a big storm like we just had. Right now it's -7 outside, and I got to go shovel off the stairs and the walkway. But number 4 is to shovel and de-ice as quickly after a storm as possible. Because if you don't, you keep walking on it, what happens is everything turns to ice and becomes a dangerous mess. So that's the first thing I'd say, is to de-ice, and then salt your driveways and your walkways. That's a big one here in Montana. All right.
It's the inside of our house.
Well, my fifth and final thing for dealing with Montana winter is to be involved in community. Whether it's doing community events, for me, because we spend a lot of time in recovery, we go to a lot of different AA meetings and different things with that, where that's concerned. In fact, we had our party here recently where all of us got together and just cooked a really nice meal for the holidays.
I think that
It's gonna be fun watching people walk up to this
yeah.
dish.
The hospital.
They go to reach for it and then they yank their hand back.
And did that, but there's also different events that we look at and do during the different parts of the year. Like for example, going to the Quinn's Hot Springs, or just getting out. There's different things to do, and it's important to get out and be in touch with the community. I would also add in there, because winter is so long here, it starts in about the end of October and goes until almost June. In June we get into our rainy season, so that's a long period of time to deal with the cold, and as you can see, the gray and the white. So get involved, get a hobby, do some different things to involve your day. Anyway, I hope these 5 things were beneficial and kind of helped you out. Just something I thought I'd put together, some tips and things that we figured out since our time and living here in the state. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.